I'm Robin Bartlett, and today we'll be talking about the show Recess. Recess was an ever-popular show loved by all, especially elementary school children growing up in the 90s. Yep, that was me. I was entering the 4th grade just as this show hit the air, and I was no exception to the children that could relate to this show and loved seeing the interactions with other classmates that the gang enjoyed. The best part about the show Recess was that the interactions with the other classmates were so accurate to the real life, to the real things that each child, or the children I knew, were experiencing on the playground during recess. Recess also was one of my favorite parts growing up in school. Mother of 2 and an avid recess enthusiast, I can attest to the many elements of this show that merit acknowledgement. As far as TV shows go, this show, Recess, is really geared for elementary school-age children and serves as a spot-on depiction of real-life interactions for children to relate with. In the show, the students are continuously fighting for their individuality, and I think the messages conveyed through this show are quite powerful for children. One major factor of why I so strongly support children watching this TV show is that it provides important lessons for our children. For example, in the Kindergarten Derby episode, one message continuously emphasized is the idea of treating each other fairly and as humans. One of the characters, Mikey, says throughout the episode, winning isn't important, just finish. I think this message for children is a crucial one to their success in the social world. Also, the young kindergartner at the end says, don't treat others bad just because you were treated bad. Lessons like these in the show are great teaching opportunities for children, and it is great to see a show such as this that really emphasizes that. My favorite time of day at school is recess, and my favorite TV show is Recess. I don't watch TV ever because my mom tells me that statistics tell us that TV watching is really bad for you and takes away from other fun things, especially like Recess. But she lets me watch Recess because she says it's the one exception and that it promotes, that's what the word she likes to use, it promotes great interactions for students like myself. I'm in the 5th grade and I like this show a lot because the kids in it are just like me and my friends, and I think that's really cool. And they do really fun stuff, and they give me ideas of cool things that I can do at recess. My favorite part though is just how cool the friends are, and all of them are such good friends in the gang, and they help each other out against other kids that are bullying them or being mean, and I think that's a really great quality in a friend, and I like to have friends that are like the gang friends, and I especially like when they help each other out, and I think they're great role models for me and my friends. One of the great things about the show Recess is that it depicts a social environment that is so accurate to what children experience at school, especially on the playground. You know, the children in this show create this little mini government out on the playground where the 6th grade bully, the King Bob, at the top of the playground has this caste system built up with the Ashleys and the gang and the kindergartners, and they've created this whole world where, you know, there's certain rules that are expected for the children to go by. So it's a really unique show that seems to actually really accurately depict what a lot of children experience on a day-to-day basis outside of our classroom environment. And one thing that's really cool about the show too is it shows the children defending their freedom against authority figures, against the school administration, against each other and the ones that bully them. So it presents a really accurate picture for the children, which I think is extremely beneficial. One of the first things I noticed about this show being uniquely different than others is the representation of diversity across the characters. I've never seen a show that represents such a large variety of body types and physical appearance, race. You'll notice that it probably has one of the larger African American populations represented, compared to all other children's cartoons. And I think that presents a really unique perspective for children. As well, another theme that I've noticed is the idea of friendships and the friendships that are projected in this TV show. The idea of support and loyalty and encouraging good ethics for one another. And I think that the friendships in the gang really portray this for children to identify with. And lastly, it presents obstacles that classmates and children deal with on a daily basis, from bullying to standing up for each other. And one of the characters, Mikey, stands up for everyone on the playground and says, "You can't treat us like cattle." And I think things like this kind of help children understand that it's okay to stand up even when you're the only one, and to help each other out and speak out when you're not okay with something, just as Mikey did in this situation. So situations like this, I think, provide students with the courage to take that into account in their own life and their own worlds on their playgrounds. And for those reasons, I think Recess is really one of the exceptional cartoons out there for children.